Why do you yawn so much during breath work? Do you ever find that anytime you go to do a mindfulness practice, whether it's breathing or meditation, you're just constantly yawning? And why is that? I'm Shanila, your breathwork guide. I'm the founder of Flow Breathwork Facilitator Training and the author of Breathe. And in this conversation, we're talking about breathwork and yawning, some of the physiological reasons of why that happens, and also a little bit of energetic explanation of why that happens as well. One of the things that we know about yawning is that it's your body's way of signaling that your brain needs oxygen. And a lot of us don't even know that we're holding our breaths. We don't realize it. We don't mean to. We just think we're, doing our thing. But essentially, a lot of us are thoracic breathers, meaning that we breathe from our chest rather than from our diaphragm, which is in our belly. So when we go to take a deep breath, we do something like we breathe into our shoulders, which literally has no lungs, and we think that we're breathing deeply. So essentially, a lot of times when you're hanging out with your friends and you're like yawning and you feel like you're being rude and that you're not bored, you're interested in the conversation, but you just can't stop yawning, it's essentially because your body is asking for more oxygen. So now you're like, why does that happen during breath work when I'm literally paying attention to the way that I'm breathing? I'm being mindful of taking in the oxygen and I'm being mindful of the way that it's leaving my body. I'm thinking about it, I'm focusing on it. How does that happen even as I'm practicing mindfulness? This leads me to say that yawning is also a way that your body regulates its temperature. It does something known as thermoregulation. Thermo, like in thermostat, thermometer, something to do with temperature, and regulating, like it regulates the temperature of your body. Anytime you're doing any kind of mindfulness practice, whether it's super activating and energizing and you're like in it, you're doing the breath work, you're going, you're huffing and you're puffing, or you're doing something that is stillness based, it doesn't matter. Mindfulness practices get you from a sympathetic nervous state into a parasympathetic nervous state. And essentially, your sympathetic nervous state is something that keeps you super hyper vigilant. It's your fight, flight, freeze, or fawn response that makes you be in survival mode versus your parasympathetic nervous state, which is the rest and digest state, which is the juicy part of your body where you get all the benefits of, all the beautiful things that your body already naturally knows how to do, all the healing things that your body knows how to do, all the ways it knows how to optimize its way and optimize itself for healing happens in the parasympathetic nervous state. So essentially, when you're going from this hypervigilant state into this more calming rest and digest state, the temperature in your body also changes. So here, resting and digesting, what can that look like? Resting is slowing down, it's cooling down the body, it's stopping the overproduction of a lot of things that might have been really active in the sympathetic nervous state. And I'm using very simplified words, so just follow along with me in theory. There's a lot of hormonal production that gets to chill out while you're in parasympathetic nervous state. And at the same time, there's other variables in your body that activate in your parasympathetic nervous state. So like your digestion is now active. So this is an amazing time for your body to digest. So this is why you might feel different types of heat and coolness in different parts of your body. You're like, my hands are really cold, but my stomach is really warm. Or my chest is really warm, but my head is really cool. Depends on what is adjusting and what is activated in your body at that time. So when your body comes into that parasympathetic nervous state, certain things in your body cools down and certain things in your body activate. So it's more fiery type of energy. And the yawn essentially signals that we're just trying to regulate the body's temperature so it's not at any kind of extreme. So you're not like shivering and you're not sweating and burning hot. We're trying to get you somewhere in the middle as all these different things are kind of activating and happening and resting and shifting all at the same time. Another reason why we yawn during breathwork or mindfulness practices is because it's a release. It's an energetic release. So you ever feel really emotional while you're like meditating and I'm not even doing anything, I'm just sitting and breathing and observing, and all of a sudden like I just want to cry, or you feel like you're sweating, or you want to shake, or tears are coming, or you have to go to the bathroom, or you have to pee, you have to kind of expel and release in a certain way? Well, energetically, your body wants to release through fluids. It's kind of gross, but like that's kind of how it happens. It kind of wants to release through shaking and energy and all the different ways that your body has the capacity to release different energies that have been stagnant in the body. So even if you're practicing a stillness, mindfulness practice whether you're literally sitting here, you're observing your breath and you're just not even moving, As you're not even moving, there's still things in your body that are moving. Emotions, energy in motion are moving. Your breath is still moving. The chemicals in your body are still moving. There are energies in your body that have been stagnant in your physical vessel have begun to awaken and start to find a little bit of motion and activity. So as all those things kind of recalibrate, your body's kind of basically trying to find a way to expel that. So sometimes it's like coughing, you feel like there's this like you got to clear your throat, or sometimes it's like the tears come out. Sometimes you're like, wow, I went to the bathroom 12 times, but all of a sudden I feel like I need to go to the bathroom again, or your fingers start to tingle. There's something different for each person. So there's not one meaning of like, oh, a yawn meant this, or a yawn meant that you were releasing X, Y, and Z. That's kind of your own personal interpretation. I'll leave that on you to do that. But essentially, an energetic reason for why we yawn during breathwork is that release. I hope you found this video helpful. Follow along for more breathwork and personal development. I'm Shanila. This is your playground, and I will catch you soon.